And welcome to the fourth tutorial in the CSS Basics tutorial series. And in this tutorial we're going to look at classes and how to actually style a tag that has a class attribute to it. This tutorial assumes you've done tutorial 1. If you haven't, there'll be a link in the description to the source code, and as usual there'll also be a link in the description to the source code produced from this tutorial. I'm just going to go ahead and open a text editor, and then I'm just going to open the files from tutorial 1. File open. First of all, I'm just going to start by putting hello world inside the div tag, and then I'm going to add a class to it. For those that don't know what classes are an attribute that you can apply to a tag, but you're allowed to apply it multiple times, and you'll see in a moment. So I'm just going to call this hello world, or this hello world, and then what I'm going to do is duplicate this several times. And I'm just also going to put some text here saying hello world as well. And if I go into the index.css, we've already got some styling on the body, and if we don't apply any specific styling on the class or the div, the body styling will go to the div and the class styling. But we're going to style the class attribute. So to style a class attribute, you put dot, then obviously the name of your class, so hello world, and curly braces, and then you put the style. So I'm going to put color, and I'm going to put blue. Save that, and I'm just going to run the code in a web browser now. And there we go. I'm just going to right click here, inspect element. First of all, we have the hello world text that wasn't in any sort of div tag, and that has the color red to it. Then we have the div classes, and there we have the color blue, and it did inherit the color red from the body styling, but it has been overruled basically by the actual class styling. But the benefit of using classes over IDs is what we used in the previous tutorial. Classes allow you to style multiple items. This, for example, will be useful if you have a website and you have several buttons, for example, and they all look the same. The only difference is the actual text that goes inside them. So the size is the same, color is the same. If you hover over it, it changes its color, but it's still the same color regardless of what button and where on the website it is. You could use several classes with the same name and just style it once, and if you wanted to change that slightly, maybe you just wanted to increase the width, you could just change that one bit of styling in the CSS instead of having to change it several times. And naturally, if you wanted, you can combine IDs and classes. You can have one ID per tag, and you can have multiple classes per tag. So for example, if you wanted a button or several buttons, you could use a class, and then maybe if you wanted some sort of specific styling to that particular button, you could add an ID as well. That's definitely a very common practice amongst web design. That's it for this tutorial. We've looked at classes. In the next tutorial, we're going to look at div styling, which is a div is a block level element. And if you need the links for any of the source code that we've looked at in this tutorial, they'll be in the description, and thanks for watching.